Okay, I just wanted to add something really quick. I noticed this a while back ago and didn't comment on it at all on the forum or anything like that, but the head sculpt for this Power Booster figure is actually exactly the same as the sculpt that they have for the new Ultimate Collection figure, also from Bandai America. So it's virtually the same sculpt, it's just smaller. I thought that was kind of interesting. I also forgot to mention that Power Booster Goku is 8 inches tall, so he will not fit in with your 5-inch figures. Let's really quickly talk about the sculpting on Goku's accessories. This is his shield for his chest. It's an energy shield. It's meant to look like he has all this ki built up, and it goes into the hole in his stomach via this peg right here. He also has 2 individual shields for his arms. And, yeah, pretty, I would have preferred that they had done something like what I'm seeing they're doing on the Vegeta, which is they actually included some painted parts into the sculpture of this, but it's okay just having it see-through, I suppose. I also very briefly comment on the fact that he does have very, very good paint application. There's not a lot of paint application on this figure, actually. I mean, I think the plastic is actually orange. The boots are quite well painted. Even the little yellow tassels are done very, very well, which, you know, is a part that's flubbed on quite a lot of Goku and other action figures in general. Okay, so now let's talk about articulation. Power Booster Goku does not have a whole lot of articulation, but he certainly has some special articulation. First of all, his boots do not move. They stay stationary. This moves right here, this cut into his leg, but we'll get to that in a minute. His arms raise, or turn 360. There's a little bit of like a weird kind of resistance because of this hole, but it's not a problem or anything like that. And his head turns side to side pretty much. His chin is a little too far down for it to spin all the way around, but you know, his head doesn't spin around in the show, so why should it spin around here? The particularly interesting articulation is in his man-hooters here. Let me turn him to the side. And I'm so glad I'm getting a chance to do this on camera because I don't think people are believing me when they tell them this. But when you squeeze his leg right here, this cut into his leg, see, that happens like this. Now while you're doing that, his arms raise, which you can see right here. They raise up and down. But when I'm doing that, his boobs are also extending out. Can you see that? They're growing. Goku is becoming a woman. It's kind of subtle, but I'm sure you guys can see it. This little extra plastic part that you can see the indentation to, so you can see it there too. It's sort of rising out. Now, why did they do this? There has to be some kind of good reason. There's kind of a good reason, and there's kind of not so good of a reason. Let's get to the only other sort of articulation this toy has, and I think that'll sort of explain it. So this is pretty much the gimmick for the Power Booster Super Saiyan Goku. And I don't know if this necessarily counts as articulation, but that's what I'm going to call it, and we're just going to go with that for today. So as you see right now, I put on the energy shields. They're in his arm, in his chest, right here, through that hole in his other arm. You can see them at the back here too. And now for the explanation on that very strange chest piece that we saw earlier. The reason that it pushes out is basically to get these energy shields out. I guess that is the logical explanation that there is for that being there. So, okay, I'm going to attempt to show how the chest piece pushes the chest energy shield out, and I hope that this is at all visible. Okay, let's show the energy explosion just one more time for the road. Oh, that was a good one! So, my overall assessment of the figure, you know, like I said, the chest, the arms, the head especially, the head is really a very, very, very good Super Saiyan Goku sculpt, in my very humble opinion. I mean, speaking as a sculptor, frankly, it's actually very, very well done. So that, to me, makes this figure worth it. I think that the gimmick on it is very unfortunate. It's very distracting from what otherwise would be a very nice Goku figure. I will say the extra bulk that this awful chest piece gives it actually, in a sense, helps it a little bit, because Goku in those episodes that I know this particular Goku was based off of, I mean, he did have a huge chest. He did look like massively enormous in that area, so it kind of helps, but I don't know who thought this was a good idea, honestly. I mean, it's a little bit, it's a little lewd, I would say. It doesn't bother me, but it's rather obscene. So yes, like I said, rather unfortunate gimmick. The sculpt of the pants are weird, but the rest of the sculpt is good. He's a nice display piece, I think. I mean, I have him on my shelf. I like looking at him. I don't keep his energy shields on, but it's kind of interesting. You know, I do like Dragon Ball figures that try to do something different. I don't really know too many that I've seen where, like, I don't think I've ever seen a Dragon Ball figure you can actually attach key parts, and you know, it's kind of a nice idea on paper. The real thing doesn't quite work that well, but you know, whatever. It's kind of a nice idea. Honestly, I think if they had simply done a better job on the pants and kept the rest of the sculpt and not had this and not had the energy shields, I think this would actually have been a very well-liked and well-received Super Saiyan Goku figure, because it's it does the strong points that it has are very, very strong. It shows great potential, but it tries to cater to too many people, I think, in some ways, by having the strange gimmick and everything like that. So, you know, you can't win them all. Bandai wins most of them. You just can't win them all. So let's briefly talk about the cost. He runs for about 20 bucks. I've seen him on online vendors for a little bit less than that, but he generally runs for quite a lot, and I think he's a little overpriced. I would pay about 10 bucks for this. I mean, he is a large figure. He does have some, you know, he does have the gimmick and everything, so that's sort of what you're paying for, but I think he is a little bit overpriced. I would not pay $20 for this. So yes, thank you for watching. This has been another Dragon Ball toy review from Old Fan, this time of Power Booster Super Saiyan Goku from Bandai America. I hope you've enjoyed. Definitely check out the written review and the high-res photos that I've linked to on the sidebar. Please, please, please subscribe, and thank you for everybody that's been subscribing so far. And definitely rate. I would love it if you guys rated these videos. That would be awesome. Talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.